User experience, UX, and user interface UI design play a crucial role in the success of any minimum viable product. Your MVP doesn't need to look perfect, but it does need to feel intuitive, useful, and effortless. Great design isn't about decoration. It's about helping users achieve their goals with as little friction as possible. Let's start with UX, user experience. UX is the journey your user takes from the moment they first interact with your product. For an MVP, that journey should be simple, clear, and focused on solving the core problem. Your goal is to make sure users can easily understand what your product does, how to use it, and why it's valuable. One of the most important UX principles for MVPs is clarity over complexity. Don't overwhelm users with options or features. Every extra button, page, or step adds cognitive load. Focus on what's essential. If your product helps users book appointments, make that process seamless before worrying about additional features like reminders or customization. Another key principle is consistency. Use familiar patterns, icons, and navigation structures so users don't have to think twice. When your app feels intuitive, users can focus on their task rather than learning how to use your interface. Consistency builds trust and confidence, both critical for early adoption. Feedback is another vital element of UX. Every user action should produce a clear response, whether it's a confirmation message, a progress bar, or an error alert. Feedback reassures users that the system is working and that their actions matter. Without it, people get confused or frustrated. When designing your MVP's user flow, prioritize speed and simplicity. The fewer steps it takes to complete a task, the better. Conduct quick usability tests to see how easily people can complete your core use case. If they hesitate or ask for help, it's a sign you need to simplify. Now let's shift to UI, user interface. UI is the visual layer, the buttons, typography, spacing, and colors that bring your product to life. For an MVP, your UI doesn't need to be flashy, but it should be clean, readable, and visually balanced. Avoid unnecessary decoration. Every design element should have a purpose. Start with a neutral color palette and clear hierarchy. Use typography to guide the eye and spacing to create breathing room. The goal is to make information easy to scan and interactions effortless. Think of your UI as a conversation. It should guide users naturally, not overwhelm them with noise. A strong UI also reinforces brand identity, even in simple ways. You don't need a full design system yet, but consistency in color, tone, and layout helps users feel familiar and comfortable. When building your MVP, remember the principle of progressive enhancement. Start with the simplest version that works beautifully, then layer on more detail as you learn. Don't aim for perfection in your first design iteration. Aim for clarity, usability, and speed. Testing your UX UI early is essential. Watch real users interact with your prototype or MVP. Ask them to think aloud as they navigate. Where do they pause? What frustrates them? What feels intuitive? Each observation helps you refine your design and create a smoother experience. Accessibility is another cornerstone of great design. Make sure your MVP is usable by as many people as possible. This means readable text, strong contrast, clear touch targets, and avoiding unnecessary motion or clutter. Accessibility isn't just ethical. It expands your audience and improves usability for everyone. In the end, UX/UI design for MVPs is about balance. It's finding the sweet spot between functionality and delight, simplicity and clarity. Your users should never have to ask, "What do I do next?" or "Why is this here?" When design becomes invisible, when users simply flow through your product effortlessly, you know you've done it right. So as you build your MVP, focus less on polish and more on purpose. Make it intuitive, consistent, and meaningful, because great UX/UI doesn't just make your product look good, it makes it feel right.